Nobody wins when the family feels.
It's been a terrifying few days for Russell's family, friends, and hundreds of volunteers looking for her across the Southeast. All of this started Thursday night. Russell calling 911 to say she saw a toddler walking on the side of I-459. Her family also reported getting the same call from her before hearing a scream.
She's a godsend. Bubbly personality, loving heart, giving, just joyful in nature.
She's a fighter too. She's joyful and she's laid back, but if it's a chance for her to put up a fight to try to save her life, she's gonna do everything she can to put up a fight.
With breaking news.
She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else.
Carlee called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carlee scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running. All her personal belongings except for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carlee or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carlee was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carlee's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out.
I'm gonna be real and say this right now, family. When I first did this story, I saw the comments. I was aware. I felt the same thing. But I have an obligation to bring you guys the facts as presented. Now, as more developed, I knew I was going to delete the video. I wanted to. In no way, shape, or form am I going to condone no one possibly playing with the public when there's so many, especially young, black, female, kids, females, women in general who's missing. We came together as a community. We tried. We exhausted resources. The captain said he did the same thing in that county. This is what I don't like. When a family comes to the public, they answer everything in hopes of getting the results that they want. But man, you gotta make sure you show that much gratitude when getting what you want. And God willing, you get the best case scenario. Now, what's clear cut, there's some stories being told. I looked at the video that they said was the highway camera footage. We're gonna play it again. I've replayed it like 30 times, family. I didn't even know after she got out the car around the 1:30 mark where she go. Definitely didn't see no other cars in the facility, nor especially, we probably can't see that low, but as I'm zooming, I didn't even see a kid, let alone another human being to abduct someone. And then you get reports. She went to Target. She's making Google searches prior to the, her disappearance on how to disappear. She eating food, getting snacks, grabbing a robe from her job. None of this found in her car. And I have to admit to the mom, unfortunately, ma'am, you might not think or know what's going on. And maybe, like you say, she told your daughter, your stepdaughter, that she heard a baby cry. Now, I'm not putting this on no one, and I want the investigation to continue. But maybe the stepdaughter was in on this situation, and maybe you wasn't, mom. Because in any other case scenario, you should want to give the people who was using a platform, using their resources to help bring your baby girl home, to give them the answers that they would like, and even trying to say how she was found and what happened, and possibly prevent this from someone else. And like you say, if she really was abducted, how many other people do this quote-unquote alleged abductor are taking advantage of? So yeah, I'm sorry for the long intro. This one was emotional because I don't just bring you the facts, but fam, when somebody just up and play with us like that, this is no funny laughing matter. We gonna take this to the full extent. So with that being said, remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Now as we continue, this graduate from Alabama, this young woman had quoted the following as all she remembered to the authorities. She stopped to help a child. A man came out of the woods, picked her up, put in car, put in an 18-wheeler, escaped 18-wheeler, caught again, spent the night with a man and woman. Some say, how can Carlee Russell only remember what's convenient to her story, let alone contradicts what authorities say they found as evidence? Well, Carlee went to her Facebook and responded. With all the help and the love she was getting from the world, she gave the community 5 words. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm gonna be real. I was raised not to wish jail on no one, not even your enemy. But when you hear stories of people and family members that's still missing or missing their loved ones to this day, and stories in that nature, if authorities decided to lock her up, I don't think nobody would be upset. Thursday night is when Carlee Russell was reported missing, and she gave the story about seeing a kid on the highway and getting abducted. This was in Birmingham, Alabama. Since then, the next day, on that Friday, authorities have released the highway footage, 20 minutes long, of where Carlee Russell claimed she was abducted at. We're gonna play about 1 minute and 30 seconds. But before we do so, I know you guys see the screen. Carlee Russell, on her cell phone search, prior to her saying she was abducted, the night before, Googled, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? Birmingham bus station, one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville, and taken. Let's get something clear. Carlee Russell is saying rather, in dark, she saw a baby from all the way back here to, as we zoom in, she going past the actual sign to tell you the mileage. She's going past the sign to the side that possibly tell you where the gas stations or food or even hotels is at the nearest exit. She's still driving. This is at dark. She see a baby on the side of the road, according to her statement. Family, let's keep zooming in. She's still driving. Apparently, it's no one in front of her because she's driving in the illegal lane on the side of the road. She keep going. She done passed 3 signs so far. She's approaching the 4th. She had to drive at least a mile, family, if not half a mile. She suddenly stopped at the 4th and 5th sign. I'm not a detective. I am a journalist / YouTuber. You can consider me an average tax-paying citizen. And if I figured that out, authorities did too. Now look at the screen, family, because she finally gets out. As you can see, she's on the passenger side of the car. Don't see no one else. She opened the passenger side of the door. It's like she wandered to the woods. Don't see no truck. Let's zoom back out a little bit, but take deep attention. No one is stopped. Nobody's in front of her. Don't see no pulling, no strangulation. And of course, it's dark. She said she saw a baby from 1.5 miles away. And as we zoom out a little, if there's any question of why her passenger side door was open, it's because we clearly saw her open it. Another note, she got out immediately after she stopped. And if somebody got out the woods that fast while she was driving back almost 1.5 miles on the side of the road before stopping, that was like hitting the lottery that somebody could be in the perfect spot at the right place at the right time. Now enough of this video. Listen to what detectives had to say based on the conclusion of their investigation.
Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll be working this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear, that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. So I will give you the facts that we know today. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Taziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there's just a kid just walking by themselves.
Oh, hold on. Where on 459 are you?
I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Pepper Bed, like to get off by the Pepper Bed.
Okay, so you're before that exit?
Yes.
Okay, and were you headed southbound or northbound? Like towards Tuscaloosa or towards 280?
Towards Tuscaloosa.
Okay, and was the child on the left or right side?
On the right side.
Were they walking northbound or southbound?
They're walking towards Tuscaloosa.
Walking southbound, or how old do they look?
Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4.
Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them?
Yes.
Okay, are you with the child right now?
No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though.
Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, what kind of car are you in?
I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz.
Is that a sedan or SUV?
SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry.
Can you put your hazards on for me?
Yeah, they're on.
Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do they look like they're injured?
No, they don't.
Are they white, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
They're white.
Okay. Is it male or female?
I think it's a boy, a little boy.
White male? Okay, so is he wearing clothes?
Yes.
Okay. What is he wearing?
It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper.
And you don't see any cars anywhere?
No, no cars anywhere.
Okay. All right. What's your name?
My name is Carlee Russell.
And you don't see any injuries on the child from where you're at, correct?
No, but I can't really see them that good.
Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best that you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them.
Okay.
All right, and do they have shoes on?
No. Not that I can see. I can't really see that one.
Okay. All right, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but the officers are on the way, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies assisted Hoover police in the search for Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. Private citizens, including search parties organized by her family, friends, began looking everywhere that they could to find any trace. These searches took place throughout the day Friday and again on Saturday, yielding nothing. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. Detectives, the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term, "Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, "How to take money from a register without being caught," was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert.
So as you can imagine, at this point, mass majority of the world, especially the ones who was concerned, is outraged. But listen to what the parents had to say. You can tell they ain't want to do an interview, but of course they got paid. And the reason I know is based on the answers they provided. It's like they said a whole bunch of nothing in 3 minutes. Check it out.
You all first laid eyes on her again. What was it like?
To me, I mean, just so much joy.
This morning, in an exclusive sit-down with NBC News, the parents of 25-year-old Carlee Russell are speaking out, describing the moment their daughter appeared on their doorstep after being missing for more than 48 hours.
What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her. But it's okay.
Last Thursday, police say Carlee called 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate. She pulled over while on the phone with a family member who described hearing Carlee scream.
Her vehicle's unlocked, running. All her personal belongings you can set for her phone.
On the scene, police found no sign of Carlee or a child, and they say no children were reported as missing during that time period. The Russells waited in agony until Saturday night.
There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil.
Authorities have not indicated where Carlee was during the 48 hours she was missing or what happened. Her parents declined to share what their daughter told them, citing the ongoing investigation.
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carlee's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor. Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
NBC News has reached out to the Hoover Police Department to ask whether they're looking for an individual involved. Police have just said they're following up on all information provided by Carlee.
And when I talked to you all on Saturday, you also said your daughter is a fighter and she would find a way back to you.
I felt that in my heart.
Is that what happened?
She did. She found her way back to us. However, we can't discuss the details of that.
But they say one thing is clear.
Do you believe she was fighting for her life?
Oh, she definitely fought for her life. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life.
But she made it back to you.
She made it back.
Yeah, she did make it back. All right, Priscilla, so investigators are obviously busy on this case. What are they looking into going forward?
Yeah, Hoda, right now they're analyzing that initial 911 call and also that traffic cam video showing that car driving on the interstate very slowly with its flashers on, believed to be Carlee's car. And of course, they're looking at the evidence from the crime scene, including the car and her cell phone, which was found on the roadway nearby. Police say that they have been able to account for all of her steps leading up to her disappearance, but those 48 hours when she was gone still remain a mystery. Hoda?
Yeah, leaving behind her phone, her pocketbook, and all those things. A lot of things that investigators are looking into. Priscilla, thank you.
This one was crazy. It hurt me. It touched me. Because basically, thus far, and to more develop, we have a young woman who took advantage of us, who really cared and took time and put energy into her situation, knowing there's many more who would love that same amount of support and help because they really need it. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.